Let's talk for a moment about hugs, and this story actually involves my father. Of all my father's personal qualities, teachability was the one I admired the most. Sometimes change was not easy for him. It's not easy for most of us. But if the change was reasonable and would benefit others, he was not afraid to learn and change. My father enjoyed being a minister, and he was as pure as they come. He wanted everyone to be a part of God's family, and he dedicated his life to that goal. He loved his wife and family, but believed his first responsibility was to the church. Hence, he was gone a lot, attending to the flock, and giving himself to the congregation. Certainly he was not perfect, but as he often said to his children, he relied on the perfection of Jesus for his salvation. He truly believed that Jesus was the way, the truth, and the life, and that no one gets to God except through him. Now, here is what is really hard to understand. My father never hugged me until the last year of his life. Why? I'm not sure. I would expect it was the fact that he was a man's man. He was raised on a farm in Indiana, walked 5 miles to school every day after he had milked 10 cows. I heard that story often. Every year he had a boxing match at the county fair, and he just simply did not believe in hugging other men. In place of the hug, he always shook my hand. When I would leave home and when I would return, it was always the same, a handshake. I believe it was the winter of his 70th year. In February, I took my family to visit my parents in Lake Worth, Florida. My father had semi-retired, and together with my mother, they traveled between their 2 homes in Indiana and Florida. We'd spent 7 beautiful days in sunshine and 80-degree temperature. We went deep-sea fishing, played football on the beach, ate oranges, grapefruits, and tangerines, and went to the early bird special dinner each night and played games in the evening. My 3 sons loved it. When we arrived, I had given my father Leo Buscaglia's book, Loving Each Other. It had been on the bestseller list for over a year. My father read it from cover to cover. In the book, Buscaglia discusses hugs and that we need 4 a day, and that when we learn to hug each other, we learn to build bridges rather than walls. Hugs make us feel better, and most importantly, hugs send a message to others that we love and care about them. When it came time for us to leave Florida, we didn't want to go. We packed. I put the luggage in the car, made sure we had enough snacks for the trip, and took a last look around my parents' house for the things the boys would forget now and remember later, miles down the road. Then we got in line to say goodbye. My mother started with her strong, lingering, kissy German hugs. I am not sure the boys ever developed an appreciation for their grandmother's hugs, but they endured waiting for their grandfather's handshake. However, this time we were all fooled. When it was my father's turn to say goodbye, he pushed my oldest son's hand away and gave him a big hug. The same with son number 2 and 3. As he approached me, I thought, he surely will not hug me. But he did. It felt so good, so right, so warm and genuine, and I realized that this was something that I had missed and wanted more of. And then, unfortunately, 3 months later, he died. I could regret what I did not get. However, I choose to remember what I always will have, a wonderful gift from a teachable father who was not afraid to learn and change, even at the end of his life. The memory of my father's hug has been quite healing for a lot of my human hurts. If you would like to learn more about reaching out to others, please select one of the options on this page.